You ever feel like you don't know what your purpose is in this world, or what you're supposed to be doing, or why you're put on this earth? Well, come on, let's talk about it. So in the last video, somebody asked me to talk about purpose. And before I get into that, I really want to thank everybody on that last video, anybody who viewed it, liked it, commented. I want to thank all y'all, because y'all really made me realize that I should keep going with this content, keep being consistent with it, and I will be putting out content for y'all. So with that being said, let's talk about it. So what is purpose, right? So let's talk about what purpose is by definition, right? When you search up what purpose is. So I'm gonna put it right here. Purpose, right, is the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists, right? So then you're probably asking, like, what does that mean to me, right? Or you're probably wondering, what does that mean to me, right? So purpose to me means, and I'm talking in a sense of a person, right? In a sense of a human, right? Because that's what we're trying to figure out here, right? Purpose in the sense of a person, sorry. So to me, purpose is why you're brought on this earth, right? What are you meant to be doing, or what impact are you supposed to leave on this world? A lot of times when we talk about purpose, right, or when we're trying to figure out our purpose, we realize that it's hard to find. And that's totally normal. Like, I want to start off by saying that because I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is, and I realize it's really hard to figure out what purpose is, right? And a lot of times we try to associate that with, maybe I don't have a purpose. Sometimes you might think to yourself, maybe I don't have a purpose, but that's not the case. It's totally normal for it to be hard to find, right? And you want to realize that everybody's purpose is not the same. Everybody's purpose on this world is not the same. Yeah, it might be in the same area or the same general field, but everybody's purpose is never going to be exactly the same. You gotta come to the conclusion that yes, it is hard to find, and yes, sometimes you may think that you don't have a purpose, but think about it in a sense of, if an inanimate object, right, something that's not alive, something that's not moving, has a purpose, what makes you think that a human being, a person, doesn't have a purpose, right? You know, we're some of the smartest creatures on this planet, some of the smartest beings on this planet. What makes you think that we don't have a purpose? No matter how big or small it is, it could be, your purpose could be sweeping up leaves, right? Right? Sweeping up leaves or picking up branches, something so simple, but that's still a purpose, right? Because think about all the things you see in your day-to-day life, a car, a tree, all of those have a purpose. Why do we have cars? So that we can drive, right? So that we can get from point A to point B. Why do we have trees? So that we have oxygen. We also have, something like a tree has different purposes, several purposes. Make paper, right? Get oxygen, right? So just think about that when you try to think that you don't have a purpose. Now that we've talked about what purpose is, right, or what ideas formulate when you probably think of purpose, let's talk about the potentials of trying to find your purpose. And I want to start off by saying, right, disclaimer, I want to start off by saying that this is not a set in stone method of finding purpose. There's no set in stone method. This is just some potential things that you can do in order to try to find your purpose, or try to find the reason why you're here, right? So first things first is self-reflection, right? Self-reflection. And what do I mean by self-reflection? Look at yourself, right? Look at who you are. Look at who you want to be, how you want to present yourself, right? What things do you like? What things don't you like? What inspires you? You know what I'm saying? Which I will get into after, which is a different topic. But who do you want to be seen as? Should I say? Another thing too, second thing, which is one of the most important things that probably should have been first, but we'll talk about it now, is patience. Patience. You always hear a lot of people say, oh, patience is key, you know, typical saying, but that's very true, because a lot of things take time to come, like I said earlier in the video. Second thing, right? Sorry, third thing, right? We're on the third one now. So third thing is inspiration, right? Try to figure out what inspires you, or what type of people inspire you, sorry. And I wouldn't necessarily say find somebody and then copy what they do word for word, or copy the things they do word for word. But what are some of their qualities that they have that if you had in yourself, you would be proud of that, you know, or you would want to add those qualities to yourself to better yourself, right? And with that comes, I want to add on to that, right? With that comes mentorships too, right? Because a lot of people tend to sleep on that idea of a mentorship, because mentorships are very, very useful. I'm not saying that you need to find a mentor or have a mentor, but it's a very good thing to have, a very good thing or tool to use, right? Because a lot of times mentors are people who are in your field or your general area that you are interested in, that know more about it than you, right? So for example, me, I want to do YouTube, and I want to do it on the self-development route, right? So I'd find somebody who's already on that same route and most definitely have achieved more than I have, and probably sometimes they're a little bit older. Majority of mentors are a little bit older, but there are some young mentors out there, and kudos to y'all. But they're potentially older than you, and they'll teach you the ways, they'll teach you the methods and the things that they've learned. So for me, they'll teach me how to record properly, how to talk to the camera properly, how to express self-development or show self-development, right? So that's another thing too that you could potentially do. Last thing that I could probably think about is exploring, right? And experiencing things. You want to go out there and you want to explore things, right? You want to explore what you like, try new things, because you can't truly say that you don't like something unless you've actually tried it, right? Once you tried it, then you could say, okay, I don't like this. But explore and experience things, then you can figure out what you like. Then from there, you can figure out what your purpose is, or one of those things you feel like you could change into your purpose, right? Or include into your purpose. So those are the things that you could potentially do to try to find your purpose, right? So y'all let me know down below in the comments, do you feel like you found your purpose yet? Like, genuinely ask, let me know down below in the comments, do you feel like you found your purpose yet? And if you haven't found your purpose, what things are you doing to try to find it, right? Or what are your ideas of purpose? What is purpose? When you hear the word purpose, what does it bring into your mind, right? But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna be on to the next vid.